My family started out in the Hudson-Rogan area of Colorado. They were my dad's first generation, born in the United States.
Our place is comprised of land that we bought from Kevin's family, land that we got from my family, and then land that we purchased from neighbors. Along the way, we've done, terrace work, and we've done water and pipelines.
My, specialty would be the farming end of the ranch and the hay production. We have about 5,000 acres total of farm ground. We do about 2,500 acres a year of production, which is generally wheat, hard red winter wheat, and we raise some feed also for the cattle, like triticale, things like that.
You have the grazing end of it, and we're a cow-calf operation. There's about 28,000 acres of grassland in the total operation. Right now, we're still trying to recover from the drought that's actually started about 1998. We ended up selling quite a few cows down to survive the drought, and the ranch come through it whole once it did start raining again. Right now we're only running about 450 cows. We have the capability of running 900 to 1,000. We're just working back up into it slowly. We've installed 7,200 feet of pipeline, approximately 15 wells, 11 tanks, 9 solar systems, 55,000 feet of terrace only in the cropland. We've terraced our pasture ground also when we see some erosion issues. We live in a pretty small circle, and within that circle you have partners that you can call on, you can lean on, call them up, get their spin on what's the burning issue, and use them as a sounding board. And cattlemen's especially. Sandy and I attended a meeting a month ago in Denver, and I found it refreshing, at the very least, that Terry Fankhauser was there, and he was the only true voice for agriculture besides Sandy and I in that meeting. I would have hated to seen how that meeting would have went if we hadn't have been there, and especially Terry.
With the NRCS, we've worked with them for years. We have tried to implement different things that they've had available. Like this water system, we start out with a 12,000 gallon storage tank, and the pipeline feeds 4 stock tanks. And by the time you get to the very last tank, because it's gravity fed, there's 200 pounds of pressure at the end. So maybe eventually we'll add on to that and keep it going. But in this part of the country, without the water, we don't have much.
They've helped install this tank, rubber tire tank. We have the windmill here that we put in the late 90s. Windmills are a great tool. They've been around for a long time. But what I don't like about a windmill is this windmill is going to continue to pump. Well, when it's pumping, the tank's full, it goes out the overflow, and that's wasteful water. And the new systems with the solar systems, we put floats on them. When the tank's full, it shuts it down. The cattle make their way back. The float system turns the pump back on, and it's just technology at its finest, if you ask me.
Now, going out and checking cows isn't that hard because we got water around every corner.
There's all kinds of wildlife. There's coyotes, and there's rabbits and deer and antelope, all kinds of birds, insects and bugs, and there's all kinds of wildlife on the ranch. I mean, if you watch, Mother Nature will tell you what you need to do, and I believe to keep a good range, it's management. It's keeping your cattle in the right area at the right time, management of the whole operation.
There's a big storm rolling in, I can feel it in my...
The first day we were shooting this video, we kind of got cut short because it came in and it rained about 5.5 inches on us. We like to see it rain. We do. That's an awful lot of rain at one time, but it came real nice and easy, and we take it every time we can get it.
Trees go real slow, real slow. And so Over the course of Sandy and I's term of running this ranch, we planted thousands of trees. We planted 1,800 trees last week. We try not to overgraze. We do our best. We try to leave at least 50% of the grass standing from one year to the next. That way it seeds, it reseeds itself. Without the production of grass, we don't have any beef. Rotational grazing, we practiced that for years.
This is summer pasture. We take them out of here in the fall when we wean. We do what's called switchback rotational grazing. We bring the cows home when we calve, and that, I don't know, I think that's pretty much everybody's favorite time of year. When it starts, everybody's excited for that first calf. And by the time the last one is born, everybody's ready to kick them out for the summer.
So we just watch the cattle, watch the grass. When it's time to move, we'll move them out of this pasture over to another pasture. And we do that constantly through the summer.
Coming from town and then transitioning into a rural lifestyle, there's a lot that surprised me about it, and I think the most was I totally didn't anticipate how much work it takes. I had no idea. And like I said, it's your whole entire life. It's not just what you do. You don't go to work and then you come home and you turn it off. It's when you get home, you're talking about the financial side of things and how you prepare for the future. And it's not just the manual labor, but there's so much that goes into it on the economic side and the financial side of it that I had no idea about. I'm able to work side by side with Ty every day, and I wouldn't have that opportunity if it wasn't for the lifestyle that we live.
I grew up riding horses, and I like the horses. I like moving cows on horses, and my daughter-in-law, I think it's the same thing for her. She just loves the horses, and so we're the two that like to ride the most, so we do it. We ride when we don't have to move cows.
I love working with family, my mom and dad and my brother and his wife and my kids when they're here. You don't get that opportunity very often. It's great.
Family is our biggest goal, always has been, and Mom and Dad have drove that home to us. God first, family second, place third.
In winning the award, it is a great achievement. You know, it's a great humbling award for us.
I knew what we'd done, but I never thought it was to that scale.
The real achievement and the real success in it will be when the boys, maybe 20 years or 30 years from now, do it again. There are people who would just love to do what we do, and we're lucky enough to be here, and this is our life, and it's what we do.